Hello friends, so in this step we are going to persist the data from the client, okay, to the array list, to the static array list. Okay, the static array list could be the database as well, but for now we have just created a array list for the users, right? So we'll have to call this from the REST API from the controller. This is the DAO service that we had written. So whatever the data is coming, we are storing as in a bin, and that bin is basically we are capturing into the users. This users is nothing, it's a array list. This is the array list, right? And just we are checking if maker id is null, we are setting the maker id plus user count. So user count we have already taken 101, so 101, 102, 103. So if something is getting added, it will be 104 only, right? So let's start writing the API first. So in the user controller we have to copy this first, okay, and instead of get we have to use the post mapping, right? So post mapping is to post the data, something you want to persist, okay, something you want to save, right? And here make a resource called users only, okay. So while calling the users using the post method, it will persist the data. And here instead of retry user, let's say create user is the method, right? And instead of path variable, okay, we will have to store all the information to our user details info bin, right? So user, so from that client location, okay, we will be calling this API, okay, with all the details, right? This kind of details we will be sending the details of maker id, role, and maker amount. So maker id will not be sending because maker id we are generating, okay, from the DAO service itself, right? So maker id generating from the user count, incrementing all. And here in the save, while saving we are checking if the maker id is null, we are just incrementing the count and we are creating a maker id. So while posting, okay, and sending the request from the client side will not send the maker id or the user id, and right. And here DAO dot will be calling save method, okay, and here user is there, right? So our REST API is ready. So this is the API and mapped with create user method, and whatever we will be sending, this will be mapped with this. So here in the Spring Boot we don't need to mention the annotation request mapping. This will be taken care by Spring Boot. So it will does the auto configuration that whatever we are posting, okay, from that from the client. So from the client we will be using the postman, we will be using this. So whatever we are sending from in the body, okay, that will be mapped with here only. So how it will be mapping? Using the annotation request mapping, but we don't need to do, the Spring Boot will do for us, right? So our thing is ready, right? Our API is ready. So it will call to the save method, it will call the save, it will go to the DAO layer, and in saving it will check the maker id is null. Obviously if you are persisting, will not send the maker id, okay, it will find a null. And thereafter whatever the last count we had, okay, we'll increment that count and set to the maker id, and thereafter we will persist the user to the our static array list, and we'll return the same one. Right? So let's save this and run. Yeah, now service is up and running, okay. Now what we need to do, how will come to is up and running here, right? Here it's up and running, it will show you they started. Earlier we had shown you this debug information. Let's comment this because unnecessary we are getting all the information. So let's comment this one, this logging dot of debug one, right? Okay, so select this and control slash, okay, so it will commented the line, okay, and thereafter let's run this application. Okay, if you see here, all the debug information now has got disappeared, and only meaningful information that we required we have got. So here you will see the Tomcat started on port 8082 and started user info application. So now the application is up and running, right? So now we have to call this API using the post method with all the details. So now go to the post method, okay, and call the first, check if they are working or not. So use the get method to retrieve all the users. So sending request, so status 200 okay. In this 233 millisecond, if you see all the information 101, 102, 103 maker ID is coming over here, right? And if you see slash maker, let's say 101, this is the API REST endpoint was available to retrieve the details for the maker ID 101. Send. Okay, and now we got the required details for that only. So copy this, okay, to use the post method, okay, and paste in a body part, okay. And we don't need to pass the maker ID, right? We need to pass only the role and the maker amount. So let's maker amount 555. Why you are not passing? Because, sorry, cancel. Why you are not passing? Because we want to generate the maker ID or the user ID from the backend itself, right? If you see here we are generating, right? Here we are generating the maker ID, correct? Now what you need to do, select the post method, okay, and the REST endpoint is users only, right? This is what our REST point is, correct? If you go to the user controller, this is what our REST point is. So after 8082, the port on which port you are running, you need to put that endpoint only. So slash users is the name of the API, right? And thereafter you need to select the JSON. So it's already selected. So there is many variant there, text, JSON, HTML and all. So we are playing with JSON. So select the JSON and thereafter send the request. Okay, send the request. So the status 200 okay, maker ID 104 okay, role maker ID already selected. So now go here and check the post method, get method and send. So 101, 102, 103, 104. So if you see the role and the maker ID, role and the maker amount is not coming, it's null. So something went wrong, right, while posting the request. So let's post again and debug this. So this is the users one, 8082 users, okay, and we are sending this amount admin 556, and this should go as a JSON part, okay. And thereafter if you see, it should go and check, like this will come over here, create user, it will user details info, right, and thereafter okay, it will mapped over here user count and then it will save. So first you need to check if the mapping is happening or not, right? So let's check this. So if you see here, the information are coming over here, users, okay, and we are mapping all the details, okay, from where is the post one that we have used. You can select it from here also, okay. No, it's not coming. Where it is, post. Let's select again, okay, send, copy this, okay, select the post method, go to the body part, paste, remove the maker ID, right, and select the JSON and need to select the users because this is our endpoint, and okay, and thereafter change the amount like 888, okay, and go to the code, okay, and in the code basically that should be mapped with this bean, right? So how will you ensure that whatever the information, this role and maker amount we are passing, this is getting mapped with this, right? So for that we will have to use the annotation request body, control 1, change to request body. So request body we will have to use. So this will ensures that whatever the information that are coming in a header body, okay, in a request body, okay, that should be mapped with this and it should put into over here. Okay, and let's run this. Yeah, so now application is up and running, started application. Now go to the REST API. Okay, we have already selected role and maker amount. Okay, users, and let's send this information. Yeah, so status is okay, and 104 maker ID got created, admin, and amount was 888.56. So earlier it was coming null because we had not given the annotation request body, right? So now how will you again ensures that? Okay, use the get method, okay, and call this is the endpoint for to getting all the users information. So send. So if you 101, 102, 103 and 104 are coming. So always in a Spring Boot and the REST API scenario, always consider the information or the API that you are calling it a resource. So if you see here, we have given the same API name users for get mapping and for the same for the post mapping, right? But this is not same. This is we are using for the post resource. This is the resource name, right? So resource name should be unique corresponding to the HTTP method. So this is for the get and this is for the post. So if you are using the post and if you are using this resource, you will be persisting the database, and if you are using this resource with the get, and will be retrieving the data, right? So this is how you are using here. If you are using the users and send, then we are getting the data, and if you are using the post, okay, and this will consider as to we are persisting the data, then we'll let's say again change 999, and if you send, okay, it persists the data 105 got created, and let's again get this send, and 101, 102, 103, 104. So this is how you can play around with, okay, with the get method or the post method, and same thing you can do with the delete method. So delete, you can do the exercise, okay, how you can delete this. You can just need to write the delete user over here and delete user details delete also. So how you can remove this thing from the array list, that you can do. Okay, and you can play around with the Postman so that you can have a hands-on experience with the Postman, how you can do this. So this was all about for this step. You have a time. See you in the next step. Bye bye.